Hey YouTube, what's going on? I'm just gonna see this song through. First of all, welcome back. Hello. It's nice to see my friends back here. I'm gonna let this song play through. We got about 3 minutes from this point forward, and then we'll see what comes up next. There's a good chance if YouTube doesn't like this song or like me playing it, it will be copyright flagged, and then you know what? I don't make money on any of this stuff anyway, so it's not the point. I do want to say though that as of 2 seconds ago, I took a peek at the subscriber count, and I don't know if you have yet or not, and I don't normally ask, and I guess I'm still not asking, but I wanted to report that the subscriber count for my profile on my YouTube channel here is 996, which puts me at 4 subscribers away from 1,000, which is kind of like a milestone. And I find that sometimes when you ask and you talk about these numbers, there's inevitably somebody, some haters, someone that doesn't agree with you, that like to tear you down, that like to go, oh, you're so close to being 1,000, let me unsubscribe from you right now because, you know, they had some pain in their lives and their family history was not great, and they, you know what I mean? Like, who knows why people do stuff like that, but anyways, go ahead. There's going to be more people that enjoy what is being shown on the channel than there are people that dislike it, and they end up, you know, knocking me down by 1 or 2, and I eventually gain 10. So you know what? Do whatever you want. So I'm listening to my really, really big playlist. This one is the big playlist. There are 275 hours. I think it's 3,200 songs that are in this playlist. I can't see the exact list. This is on Spotify, but I do have the same one in Qobuz, so it doesn't say how many actual songs, but that's what we're listening to today. Again, I appreciate all of you, all of my friends that are here. Let me turn this down. I feel like I'm yelling into my camera. I appreciate all of you being here and watching the journey. There's not a whole lot to update, although I will spend some time and I will shout out some other YouTubers. Big shout out to my friend Jay, who did a review of the Arundel Towers a little more than a year ago, I think, and he gave the towers Speaker of the Year because of how they performed and what they sound like and their value proposition and all of that kind of stuff. And today I realized that Ron from New Record Day did a review of them as well. And his review reflects exactly what I think and I hear in them, as well as what Jay reported and a number of other people have reported. Youthman as well. Youthman also has these towers in white with the S model, which are the smaller ones, and he's given his impressions and reviews of them. I have to say I'm very satisfied with them. Now, I will say this, and I won't go too far into it, but for whatever reason today, I have been in a reflective sort of anxiety, depression mode. I don't know what it is. To be honest with you, I don't know how to describe it well enough to have it make sense. It's not linear, meaning I haven't done anything that pulled my mood down. Nothing happened that pulled my mood down. It just kind of, you know what I mean? Like, it's emotional, so it's not rational. It's not logical. It's not linear. It didn't happen. Oh, pardon me, I'm tired. Long days, not enough sleep. So maybe that's what it is. That's so rude for me to do, to yawn in a video, and I'm not even going to cut it out. It's just how I am today. Any by song has come on. So nothing really happened to trigger this mood, but it's emotional, right? So I came into the room, I started listening to music after watching Ron's video, and then, like I said, Jay and Youthman have reviewed these videos, and I have these towers, and I think part of the mood and how this relates to audio is this idea of FOMO, right? Shout out to FOMO. He's got a channel that talks about things like that, fear of moving on. And the FOMO right now for me, I think part of my mood is I've been anticipating new speakers, new amps, new gear. You've heard me talk about it a lot. You've heard me also talk about room treatment and doing this and doing that and doing the other thing and getting, you know what I mean, getting new gear, getting this, and I'm trying to save up money. And so I think what has happened to me is I've run into this wall of trying to get ahead, to try and get something new. I mean, why am I even moving on from the Arundel Towers anyways? Really good question to me. I have an opportunity to move on, but is that a good enough reason to move on? I don't know. And maybe that's part of why I feel this anxiety/depression is I have them. They sound great. I've worked on this room for a long time. They're doing me really well right now. Why am I going to give them up? What happens if I give them up and I don't like you know what I mean? So there's the fear of moving on. I'm not really sure how else to describe it. It's an interesting feeling. I guess I'm doing talk therapy out loud right now because maybe this applies to you too. In the audio field, in the audio market, we just had Munich Hi-Fi. There's going to be 100 people out there talking about new this and new this and new this and new amps and new speakers and new streamers and new DACs and you know what I mean? Like all of this new stuff, and the market demands it because that's capitalism, right? Capitalism demands growth end over end. They have to keep producing things in order to inspire buying. If we don't buy or spend, then the market starts to diminish because there's not a lot of fluid, anyways, I'm not going to go into economics. So with all of the stuff that I have, it works. The Weem streamer works. Rotel works. The Rotel CD player, excellent. Arundel Tower 1723 model. The Orchard Audio Star Crimson Ultra, which I'm borrowing right now because I sold my other amp. So this is the one thing that I actually need to upgrade. I actually don't own this unit. This is on loan. This will have to go back. So I will need a new power amp. Now, there's a number of different power amps that I've looked at. I'm not going to put an overlay, but you guys can look it up if you want. Musical Fidelity M8. I think it's an M8 500S or S500. It's a stereo amplifier with about 300 to 500 watts per channel. Now that's way more than I need. There's an M6, which is stereo, and it's about 250 watts per channel, Class AB. That would be more than enough. That could sit in that spot, and that would be cool. The Rotel Michi amps. Well, let me dial it back. I had the 1555, which is a 5-channel amp, and I sold it. I had these towers by amp, so tweeters and woofers on 2 channels, tweeter woofers on 2 channels, 5-channel amp, 1 channel left over. Didn't really want to do that. The other idea that I had before coming to this idea of upgrading my speakers, and the new speakers will be only 1 set of binding posts, which means I can't buy amp them. That moved me into monoblocks. Now, Orchard Audio makes a number of different monoblocks. They make a Star Crimson monoblock, which is a 150 watt per channel monoblock. They have new amps coming out that are the premium line, the premium Monoblocks have a new chassis, new design, power supplies built in, which is pretty cool. There are another level of amps coming, which are going to be more powerful, the premium ultra models. But there's a lot of brands that do monoblocks like that. Buckeye amps, Class D, have great amps. Emotiva's got monoblocks, Bass X, A1, A2, whatever they are. Great amps. XTZ makes some Class D amps that are pretty cool. There's lots and lots and lots of options. So this is part of the anxiety part is I don't know what to pick. I'm overwhelmed. There's so many different kinds of amps out there for roughly the same price. How am I supposed to decide? And I have these speakers now. What happens if I change the speakers? Then the next time that I listen, you get where I'm going here? Like, it's just like listen after listen after listen after listen after change after what happens if I change my room acoustics? Oh my God. And then what happens if I get a new streamer and a new DAC and a new preamp? And then, you know what I mean? So anyways, we're 11 and 20 minutes in. We're listening to this song as of right now. And my camera's freaking out because the lighting is low. I am really unsure what's going to happen. To the point where, and the depression kicks in because I've come a long way. Like I said, channel's at 996 subscribers, which is cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've come a long way with photography, with show reports, with published materials. My Instagram got a bump, which is pretty cool. That is currently at 21,000. Don't ask me how. I want to earn the right to be here. I want to earn the viewership. I want to earn the respect of my peers. I want to do more with what I'm doing with this channel. More than the channel, I want to do more than that. And maybe that's why I'm in this kind of so mood. Is my ambition is leading a little hard right now. So the ambition was sell the speaker, sell the amp. I sold the amp. Now it's gone. Now my Rotel is on its own, and there should be another Rotel here. They make a 1390, which is 250 watts per channel. The Michi amps are 400 watts per channel. The I think it's S5, is a stereo, but it's very expensive. It's way higher than the budget would allow. The new speakers that I want, also very high. It's a lot of changes, a lot of money. And to be honest with you, I don't have it. And my work is only doing so much. And the audio work is really slow. It's inconsistent. It's not predictable. I'd like to do more. See? In comes the ambition. Anyways, beyond the FOMO, I am extremely happy with this system. The room is doing its job. I've dialed in the first reflections where this is not completely a flat wall. The minimal amount of diffusion that this is doing, I know everybody's going to say, it's not really diffusion. Well, like, that's fine. You're not sitting in here. You don't actually know what it sounds like. So maybe reading it out of a textbook gives you an answer, but unless you're sitting here, you don't know how much of effect that has. It's doing well. It's enough to make it wider, but not enough to be a reflection point. This all sounds beautiful now. I dial it in. Bass is always going to be an issue, but I have plans. Jay and I are going to work on some stuff, or at least he's going to help me walk through it. I might use some GIK turbo tubes, whatever they're called. I just read about them. Otherwise, a Helmholtz resonator to get rid of one of the frequency problems that I have. I'm satisfied with this. So why am I pushing myself to move on? I don't know. It sounds beautiful, and on a day like this when I needed it, it's here, and I enjoy it. So I put on some music. We're listening to this one now at the end of this video. I'm going to cut this off soon. And I have to remind myself to appreciate the moment, to live in what we have right now and not get too ahead of ourselves with so much stuff that's new. Munich inspired me. There's new Lamborghini Sonos Faber, joint venture. Now, Lamborghini and Sonos Faber have been two of my favorite Italian brands, bar none, for a long time. I love both of them. And it made me excited. It made me think. It made me dream. This whole system, this room, the inspiration. I mean, even my mom's influence. Her birthday was in April and Mother's Day was just recently. So there's a lot of that energy in the air. And, she was a dreamer. She was a visionary. She was an actor. She did the things that she wanted. And a lot of these feelings are pushing me to do more, and it's got me like choked. It's like a funnel point. I can only do so much, and that's what's making me anxious, I guess. Anyways, long story short, here we are, 16 minutes in. Thank you very much for watching. If you appreciate what I've said, let's do a keyword at the end of the video. Do lemons. I have some lemonade right here. I'll actually take a drink. You can hear the ice cube. It's a really nice lemonade. So lemons with an S. Seeking a sense of peace in what we have at the moment, but dreaming responsibly about what to do in the future, not pushing too hard. I mean, patience is a thing I don't have much of. I have a lot of drive, a lot of ambition and dreaming, so I have to balance that out. Anyhow, thank you for watching. Write lemons. Tell me what you think of the topic. This is a long one. Maybe celebrate my 1,000 subscriber on the weekend. I have another video on the weekend. Maybe Saturday we'll do something interesting, and I'll touch base with you again. But yeah, FOMO and upgrades and new product, and you know what I mean? Just sometimes you just got to appreciate what you have. Settle your mind. Be at peace. It's a tough thing to do, but practice it more. I'll be with you. I'm here. Comment. Let me know. Otherwise, have a great Friday. I'll see you guys on the weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Thank you very much. As always, see you in the next one.